So what people don't realize is getting rid of your breast doesn't prevent cancer. You can still get cancer, whether you have breasts or not. All right, guys, so it's October, and this is the time of the year where it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Everything turns pink. Actually, I haven't been around a lot. I haven't seen everything pink like it usually is, but usually like fountains are pink, everything's turned pink, and it is like the whole think pink thing gets huge. And you know what? That's good because it's good for some reasons in that we have awareness of it and that we're really paying attention because it is a big deal and people have suffered from this and we need to show our care and everything else. But at the same time, we need to know what it's really actually doing. And so the reality is that all that money going to the Susan G. Komen Foundation and all these different cancer societies, that money's just going to a pharmaceutical company that's making money. They're not changing anything. Nothing has changed in the years when it comes to cancer actual treatments. We're still doing the same stuff, same cut, burn, and chemical chemotherapy. And so I'm not going to go into all the therapies, but I think we can all agree that we haven't gotten a long way on this, right? And that when it comes to awareness, I think everybody knows about cancer. Everybody knows about breast cancer. Everybody knows about these cancers. So it's not necessarily that we need awareness either. So my thing would be is let's think before we pink and start to think about what causes cancer. What are we actually happening in our body that's going to lead us to get cancer? Whether it's breast cancer, whether it's cervical cancer, whether it's colon cancer, anything. It says, what is it that actually causes it? And then if we can start to look at what's the cause, how do we actually get cancer? How does somebody actually get breast cancer? And I can say we because a lot of people think it's just a female cancer. Few people realize that the fastest growing cancer in men right now is actually breast cancer. So it's guys and girls now. And so it is a big deal. And the reason we're having these issues, a lot of people say it's genetic. You think of someone like Angelina Jolie, who had her breast removed. She didn't have cancer, but she had her breast removed because she had a gene that gives her I think 10% more likelihood of getting breast cancer because her mom had breast cancer. And it doesn't make sense. Like, we're cutting off body parts. And what people don't realize is getting rid of your breast doesn't prevent cancer. You can still get cancer, whether you have breasts or not. Does that make sense? It's not the tissue that caused cancer. It's something else in the body not functioning properly, or really the body trying to adapt to its environment that cancer cells develop. So we're actually doing a hormone workshop on the 28th of October, and we're inviting you all to it. It's at our Matthews location, and it's going to be in person. It's going to be an amazing workshop. You're going to learn a lot about what actually causes cancer, but more importantly, you're going to learn about hormones. Because breast cancer, we know, is an estrogens, right? Based hormone, and that our body, for guys and girls, gets rid of estrogens through different pathways in our body. And we know that if you're using the 4-OH pathway more than you're using the other pathways, then you're going to have a more likelihood of getting breast cancer. And there's actually testing we can do to see, is your body using that pathway to get rid of estrogens? It's huge. It lets us know in advance, are you moving towards cervical cancer or breast cancer, any of the estrogen-based cancers? Right? And so you can actually test for those things. We're going to talk about that in the workshop. We're going to talk about what foods should you avoid for breast cancer. We're going to talk about what kind of chemicals do we need to avoid for breast cancer, because we know that cancer in general, but breast cancer specifically, it's going to be emotional stress, physical stress, and chemical stress, your thoughts, your toxins, and the traumas in your life that are going to lead someone to get cancer. And so we know that we can actually change those things. So the cool part about this workshop is it's going to empower you. It's not going to bring awareness. It's not going to tell you that if you don't cut your breast off that you're going to get breast cancer. It's going to say, hey, your genetics aren't what decide whether or not you get cancer. You're in control of your future, and you can actually do something about it. Okay, so if you want to come to that workshop, literally just comment us, or actually we'll share on the link here, the Eventbrite, that you can sign up for it, and make sure you come to the office and go to that, and that'll be cool. But just some more information here on breast cancer. Think about why would the fastest growing cancer in men be breast cancer, right? Why would that happen? Why is that becoming such a big issue? And the reason is because the chemicals in our environment create a lot of estrogens issues in guys' bodies. A lot of the chemicals we put on our skin, like lotions and hair products and things like that. Also in our food system, creates a lot of hormonal issues from the foods that we're eating. Soy-based foods are going to have high amount of estrogens, create estrogens in our body, xenoestrogens. All the chemicals, heavy metals, all these things kind of lead to that direction. Liver issues can lead to heavy increase in estrogens, right? IPA beers, or just beers in general, but IPAs are worse, can increase estrogen. So there's so many reasons why men would also get breast cancer. And so we got to get to the root cause. And I'll just share with you right now, we're going to talk more about it at this workshop, but the cause of cancer is actually your body mutating, or your cells actually adapting to their environment. Okay, when it's acidic, when your environment's acidic, when it's sugar filled, when it's deoxygenated, the cell needs to be able to survive, and it'll mutate to be able to survive in that environment. And then it proliferates, and then it becomes this cancer cell, and so it's really just a survival mechanism of our cells. And so why does it happen in one place versus the other? Well, that's going to go based on hormones, that's going to go based on immune response and everything else. Hey, because did you know that actually acute infections, like getting a virus, right, getting actual viral infections regularly as you're growing up, could actually prevent cancer? There's a great study on this. If you go back and watch our YouTube videos on the viruses and things like that, I talked about a study that showed that acute viruses or acute infections actually increase your CD4 and CD8 count. It's kind of like working out. Your muscles get stronger. Well, that gets your CD4 and CD8 count stronger, and your tumor necrosis factor goes up, and actually allows your body to be stronger and prevents cancer down the road. However, when we're not getting those infections, it doesn't have that opportunity to strengthen up like that. But also chronic infections, the opposite. Chronic infections actually lead to cancer. Things like root canals, things like digestive infections, like bacterial infections or yeast infections, even having a parasite, things like that. It'll cause the body to be weaker, and it's a chronic infection. Or, hey, food allergies. When you're eating things that are inflaming you, it's like having a chronic infection. A huge one is gluten. Gluten, our body sees it as an infection. So if you're eating sandwiches and bread every single day, you're in this chronic inflammatory infectious state. Your body sees it as an infection, and that will actually weaken your CD4 and CD8 count and lead to cancers, or can lead to cancers down the road. Antibiotic use is a huge thing as well, because it kills the good microbiome in our gut, which is a big part of our immune response. So you see so many things throughout our lives that we've been surrounded by. I mean, like we talk about EMFs from all the Wi-Fi and everything else. These are things that affect our cells, microwaves, like those kind of things. And there's so many things out there. So at this workshop, we're going to dive into a lot of this stuff and really help make sure that whether it's breast cancer, whether it's menstrual cycle issues, whether it's hot flashes, right? Whatever that is, fatigue, maybe not being able to get pregnant, we're going to talk about hormones at a level that's going to help you understand yours and what you need to do to get them back in balance. So make sure you sign up for that workshop. The link will be in the comments below. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Hey, if you want to join this mission with us and help more people, please share this. People can get so much out of it, and it'll help them truly understand what health actually is, so they can shift their thinking, and then they'll be able to shift their health. You guys have an awesome day.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. If you want to connect with us and learn more, we're constantly shooting information or shooting videos. We actually have a blog as well, and we have a website where you can learn so much more. If you want help with your health, you can actually connect with us, come into our clinic, or jump on a phone call with us and see if we can help you. To do that, go to the links below in the information area and click those areas, and then you can move forward and see how we can actually address and help you with your health issues as well.